Do they want a heavy nuker now to go with the ET Tiny? Or do they go for tankiness? Do they have like magical damage advantage and go early game like Leshrac, something like that?
I'm trying to think about what's optimal for their laning setup. Like, I think that this Tiny, DP will be mid, Tiny will be 4, ET 5. So they need an offlane and a carry still, and they go for the Morphling.
Morphling, okay.
It doesn't really get too blown up by the PA. You have decent armor, you fare pretty well. I will do an obligatory Control F on the Water Boy. Anything changed? Not really. His shard is now... His adaptive strike has a multi-shot.
So he has a talent change then, I guess.
Yeah, and it also removes the cooldown between the two, the Agi and the Strength adaptive. So he can quickly blow someone up, shift down to Strength, and instantly, throw out a stun in the same instant. So that's kind of cute. Very, very late game. We're not going to be seeing that picked up realistically. It's very naff. It's going to offset a lot of his timing. So yeah, we can segue away from that. But for Brame, they have, kind of a weird lineup where they don't have big team fight control. Sure, they have ET and the Sleep, the Tiny with that one pickoff. But when PA gets to like Deso BKB, there's nothing stopping her from running around and killing off the supports.
Last phase bans Venomancer. So this is another squishy-ish hero. Though now it's starting to look like the Morphling is looking to be a mid instead of a carry because of the Veno is not actually a counter to the Morphling in lane.
It's just the idea of the Veno being that constant threat, that constant jungle presence, and we've seen a lot of these offlanes, especially in the previous patch. They'll play their lane, take that tower, and just occupy that jungle, close out the map, and then it allows for this big carry to farm behind. So, no, I fully respect that ban for sure. It's the idea of just, wait, we can never play our own jungle. How do we invade on the PA? Oh, we can't. There's an Ench and a clock defending it. So,
yeah,
it's very good in that idea. But I love SpiderPigs there. 2 games in a row now, they've respected Wish. Wish is a very renowned Tinker player. And in the first game, it would have been very annoying. And in this game as well, they're like, you know what? Let's not try and deal with a Tinker. Let's not try and deal with the threat of him always being annoying around the game. So they ban him out. They ban out Tibasaur, a very strong lane dominator. And they don't really know. They're respecting that flexibility in Brame's draft because they're banning out a mid and an off lane. They don't really know what's happening with these heroes.
Unless it's your Wish Timbersaw mid, which can also be a thing. Though it does not kind of look like Morphling is more the safe lane pick. And the Veno was just a preemptive, not a direct lane counter idea. So they're happy with the Morphling going up against anybody, pretty much. The thing is, how do you put the rest of your heroes? Because DP could be support mid offlane, ET could be offlane support, Tiny could be
We'll see in 25
support.
seconds. Don't worry, Panda.
I know.
All right, let's talk about, how's the weather in Finland?
What?
Or whatever. Wait,
word
from
in
Finland,
Finland?
right?
For what?
The weather.
The weather?
What's the weather? Yeah.
You literally want the word in Finnish, or what's the weather?
No, I mean like literally. Is it sunny? Oh, well, don't worry, mate. A Mars has been picked. That simplifies everything. So it's going to be a Mars offlane with the Tiny 4, ET5, DP mid, and the Morphling carry.
If you want to know about the weather, it's soggy. We don't have snow. We have rain.
All right. Also, when I say what's the, and then I say like, I mean literally, not like. Can I have a definition, please, of? But also, what is the Finnish word for weather?
Sää.
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 That's easy.
It's literally sää. Yeah.
So how do I say what's the weather in Finnish?
What's the weather like?
Yeah.
Millainen sää on?
Millainen sää?
Yeah, millainen sää.
Oh damn! All right. I have no ability to pronounce that, but sounds good.
It's fine.
Again,
I can teach you some
great
Finnish.
little segue. Why not? It's gonna really help me in the esports when Finland rises up and owns the world.
Oh man, that would be something if we actually got like a big esports event here in Finland, like even in Dota, because we have like StarCraft events. There's I think like StarCraft and CS:GO is the only things that are actually happening here. So if we had Dota, you're very welcome here for a good tour around the good places in Finland, what to do in here, and especially learning some of the language. You always need some survival language in every place where you go, so you're more than welcome. However, Darkseer, the One Punch Man Darkseer for Mitch, That is.
Oh my god. Oh, are we gonna see it? Are we gonna see it?
Are we gonna see it?
Are we gonna see it?
I think that is the question we should be answering instead of the weather.
Oh.
Are we gonna see the Darkseer shard? If we do, I'm not sure if I'm gonna react to it in any way, but I just want to see it.
All right, no. So okay, so what we need to do is you have to just overreact to it, right? So when he gets the shard and you know he has it and he's running up to a hero, you're like, oh, hey! And then it's like, oh, it doesn't do anything.
It's just as anticlimactic as you see a Tusk walking in with Walrus Punch and you hear the whoosh, but you don't see anybody flying in the air because he missed.
Exactly. You're like, he punches like, well, or like he uses it, but he's not moved anywhere. So it's just like, what are you doing? You're meant to move to be able to do it.
But ladies and gents, the important game, at least for Brame, to keep the series alive for SpiderPigs, a win means a playoff spot and $4,500 secured. For Brame, a victory means a game 3, so the series stays alive, and good luck, have fun has been given in the chat. Of course, LeBron. And PA has lined up a fluffy hat. Okay. 125 HP. No more Ring of Tarrasques are remaining.
No, she's doing the play. She's doing the play. So Fluffy Hat, Orb of Venom, and Blightstone create the Orb of Corrosion, which basically gives you a little bit of everything. For 825 gold, you get a bit of HP, you get the Blightstone effect, and the Uve effect, all for one item. And for PA, it's a very, very good item in the idea of you're playing off your daggers, and that's going to really enable this Enchantress. Wow, that is, pretty cool.
It's a nice combo. I kind of, when I talked about like the one of the three items, or one of the three things that I wanted this patch to deliver was with the, if it was a Windlace instead of the Fluffy Hat, that would have been like every +4 hero's dream. Slow, armor reduction, and movement speed. But instead they replaced it with HP.
Dandy. I love the name of the Fluffy Hat. Just, it's just a fluffy hat.
It's a very fluffy hat.
What do you want to buy? Fluffy hat. How are you gonna buy it? Gold. When are you gonna buy it? Soon.
Skylark leveled up Bonk level 1, so he already had it. Stomanen is here. Bounties. Okay, might have actually had to. You could have actually stolen the bounty rune momentarily there, but instead he was more interested in like, oh, they're gonna dive tower.
Yeah, he was looking for the toss play. I respect that for sure. Like the amount of HP he'd have wasted getting that bounty rune, it wasn't worth it. Like, going for the cheeky little toss shenanigans was better. But we haven't even mentioned the Darkseer too much in the idea of what it brings to the team. I mentioned earlier that lack of real fight that Brame had. They did cover that with their final pick, which was the Mars. Very good against aggressive lineups because you slap down that arena, you force the fight into a contained area, and then suddenly, you know, your ET effect, your tiny effect, Morphling really come into play. But Darkseer, when SpiderPigs get to that PA timing, they're going to be so relentless in their ability to get in and out of the fights, poke, and just really catch the backline. So I hope to see Darkseer do well here. We didn't see too much in the previous patch, but it's always fun seeing a good Darkseer player really getting in and out of these fights, and maybe we get to see a normal punch, a very clearly labeled normal punch.
Normal punch, indeed.
Nothing more, nothing less.
What I'm also kind of waiting for is that how do you wombo combo with no real big ultimates, actually. So you just use Vacuum into a big LSA stun is something that can look very good. Also a hook shot, because they're both AoE stuns, and they go along really well with Darkseer's basically main ability, so to say. Forced movement. This hero is basically forced movement with Surge, and you've got Vacuum. Lines it up pretty well, though. LeBron just doing Enchantress stuff, bullying the Tiny, bullying the Mars. Skylark's very low on HP as well. It's level 2. Come on, Mitch. Even Focus is joining the brawl. Wants to make sure he farms this easy camp while Spartan is keeping Mitch away. Iron Shell doesn't really do that much damage. The Darkseer ends up taking more. Yeah,
the key thing here is the ET, he gets the additional move speed and right click, and Darkseer needs that +1 buddy. A level 1 Iron Shell does tiddly twat pretty much, unless two of them stacked up on the same hero. So
yeah,
it's for sure going to be pretty interesting to see how Mitch really can get the most out of this lane, because Morphling is not counted in any way to a Darkseer. Morphling thrives in this lane. There's no real pressure. So
What about this
and
mid
already
matchup?
level 3.
Classic DP versus Lina. Very classic 2 range heroes in mid battling.
2 wave clearing intelligence heroes that can just spam out the wave, and both can take each other's tower if either of them rotates early on. But it will just be a very much trader farm as you see them both taking the aggro on the tower. Both equal net worth.
Yeah, very 50-50-ish type of lane. Skylark takes a lot of damage as Thug and LeBron combine forces. 1 dagger slow. No enchant was needed there. And now Stomanen is gonna have to deal with this heartbeat. Another heartbeat. Oh, look at that. How much damage does that do? Initial damage 140. Okay. Might be enough for Skylark kill. He can cast it one more time. Let's look at Mars. He's at 450. He's regenning up. Trying to get that spell off. Really wants it. DNC's dying to focus meanwhile. And there... Nope. Still nope. There we go. Yeah,
and
that's
Mitch
like...
dies in the top lane.
Yeah. So meanwhile, we're looking at completely irrelevant heartbeat action. Focus just picks up a double kill. Okay. I see how it is. I see how it is, Focus. I'm actually getting requests to from people to join Finland or to visit Finland. Unless there are Finns in chat. If there are any Finns in chat, then you probably already know what to do in here. Noob will get killed off in mid. Wish with the chase and Stomanen just following right next, basically just running next to the Lina like, hello, how you doing, sir?
Hopefully, we've learned from Radiant's Courier how not to welcome the dark tide of evil into your
very deep thoughts about how this game is
I agree. I won't lie, mate. I was just thinking about Noob dying in mid. Just
yeah,
sad to see, you know. Poor old Noob.
Yeah, I think like what's actually the consensus of this? Like all these early kills, like 4 kills so far in 4 minutes. Do they actually mean anything right now? Is there any dramatic purpose to anything? What's the meaning of this Dota game's life right now?
Well, for Brame, it's about getting this Morphling to maybe a quick E-Blade timing, so they can start looking to punish the PA pre-BKB, just keep blowing her up.
Does he, though? Does he want to go E-Blade, or does he want to go right-click build on Morphling this game because of the PA?
Well, the thing is, the E-Blade does really well. It's like the PA jumps you and you're not ready, you can E-Blade yourself. If you jump her, you suddenly blow her up, especially if the ET Spirit's on top of her. So I think E-Blade is the way to go.
Okay.
Especially because you don't ever buy True Strike on a Morphling, so it is your way to deal with her for sure. But again, it's about propelling this Morphling to have a good game. He is having an amazing game, level 5. Spartan's done a really good job of just not leeching any XP. And for SPigs, it's just, you know, quickly... Let's get Thug to a battlefield as quick as possible, get a Deso BKB, and then, you know, get Roshan, pressure the map, and hope that we can pick off the Morphling once or twice. But this game is all about patience for the carry. Which carry just gets to their timing first, and can that team utilize that timing and just own the entire map?
Exorcism will be used by Wish. This is the classic hide in the trees DP. Okay, grabs tower aggro right away. While the NT comes from the side. Noob is there. Laguna Blade's available. Gotta be careful with the DP. Well, you ain't gonna live too long, are you? It's gonna soak away DNC, and fighting against Noob will lose his life in the end. Spartan and Stomanen, they tried their best. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but it's a much more worthy trade for Noob because he lives and the enemy mid doesn't.
We may forget Radiant's Courier, but
most importantly, he halts. Wait, hang on. Focus snipe Mitch's courier. Alright. Oh. Okay. Do you see on the map? Do you see on the map? Like, Mitch is just... He's farming up here, and he's called his courier this way, and it just walks into the hands of the Morphling. Like, oh, free money. Skylark's dead. Thug. He's got LeBron. And we're still chasing him up. Crypt Swarm. Cancels the south. Alright. And there's the Orb of Corrosion. Just to have that around, Wish.
And they're still going.
BP. Yep, they're still going because DNT's coming in as well. The LSA stun connects on Wish. They're going to get the dagger slow. The damage is going to be sufficient. Stomanen also forced away. Skylark's just going to have to observe. He's only level 3 on Mars. He's absolutely destroyed this game. 9 CS, 7 minutes in. This Mars ain't going to have an impact in a long time.
This Orb of Corrosion plus the Enchantress factor really does completely remove Skylark from the game. Like, it was so hard for him to ever appear. Look at this. Boom. How does he get to play Dota like this? It's actually so bonkers, but again, the idea that Wish, he rotates bottom, he tries pressuring and
just
oh, this is
he's
just
stalking
deadly.
in front of the tier 2 tower. Hello.
Yeah, Skylark, he's just not getting to play Dota.
I can only imagine what's going in his head right now. Like, this is a last pick. This is a last pick Slark out of all things. Darkseer dies in top for focus, but still, they last picked this Mars.
The key concern here right now is the disparity in offlaners. Darkseer will always find farm. He often is a hero that will lose lane unless he has like the perfect matchup, but he recovers with his ability to Iron Shell jungle. Mars, on the other hand, if he doesn't get to that soul ring, if he doesn't have some levels, he doesn't have that free, you know, comeback mechanism. So the disparity in offlane, it will favor SpiderPigs. Even though both offlaners had a hard time, Darkseer will thrive in this type of environment. Skylark, he needs to find a lane, he needs to hit some creeps and just pause his game for like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, the Mars doesn't really fare well in jungle farming. He's 7th in net worth, below the Enchantress of LeBron. And the Clockwork is also closing up. Well, now he gets some farm at least in this lane, but still, I think we need to direct our attention away from the Mars for now because we know he is in recovery mode. For SpiderPigs, that means it's a technically 5 versus 4 scenario for a few minutes. How do they use this advantage? They're rotating towards top. The cogs have been used. Focus is going to go in on DNT. Avalanche comes through as well. Now they finally found the clock with the toss. The right clicks coming out from Focus will be enough. Thug going in, finds the quick kill onto the Tiny. The stump comes out from Spartan. And this Centaur, can he catch this morph? He's got a waveform. Should be able to escape. Looking for the stun. The waveform to safety. Even gets the enchant off, but it's not going to be enough.
Radiant's middle tower is
And then Wish, in the meantime, is able to pressure that mid lane.
Yep.
Gets himself that
down.
tower. Yep. And that's the perfect thing for Wish. Utilizing that space on the map, getting that tower. But the line is drawn from SpiderPigs. Like, okay, we can't just lose a tower like this. We need to be able to actually cross-map pressure here. So
Stump in top, trying to get a kill on the Enchantress. Should be enough for the waveform. There we go. Nice. Turning into a PA himself as well. Blurring in melee range.
Focus does not have mana.
Doesn't really. He's got blur, but
Can he become the PA and then blink strike out?
how many hits can he tank? Because Noob is also here. There we go.
I thought he could just become the PA again and just blink out, but he didn't. Oh well, he's dead.
He's dead. He's gone. And those are some crazy lines on the map right there.
They were drawn by, I think, Wish.
It's either Wish or DNZ. Yeah, I think it was Wish.
Yeah, they're a bit too not so. Yeah, they were like a lighter shade, so it has to be.
Yeah, what was
the
that?
olive color.
Minimap analytics. What was that?
Ah! My carry's dead. That's what it translated to, I think.
top tower is under siege.
Non-vocal rage.
Dire's top tower has
In comms, he's like, yeah, don't worry, man, it's going great. Look at the minimap, it's just on fire.
Yeah. The house is burning. This is fine. Smoke from Noob, DNZ, LeBron. They've got a Tiny on their sights. Stillmanen on the other side. They will reveal himself with the Dragon Slave. LeBron, alright, he's got some idea. Stillmanen nicely popping up these smokes here, but finally gets spotted. Noob and DNZ, they won't make a move. Meanwhile, they look towards the Morphling because they've still had themselves the hook shots available, looking for it, waiting for it. Cancel cast, there we go, goes in. The dagger comes through as well. The LSA, they do not get the kill in time, and Skylark has returned. The return of the Mars. The prodigal son comes back to the fight. Noob survives with 20 HP. Focus will still die nevertheless, and Noob gets to teleport away with just a sliver of HP, while LeBron, he's gonna get caught in the avalanche. The spear onto the trees and making a 1-for-1, but Morphling does end up dying.
A firm tip from LeBron, and then Noob following in his captain's footstep, and then DNZ following in his mid lane and then captain's footsteps, tipping the Morphling for his two back deaths.
And this was the hero that had a great early game. 5 kills, now 2 deaths. The Mars thought he was strong enough to come back in, and it was a good play by Skylark, but it wasn't enough. The DP wasn't there in time. They didn't get the kill on the Lina, the big target Lina. They lost their carry. They lost that advantage they've built on focus to get an early E lane timing. That's been pushed back a lot with these 2 deaths now. Not looking good for Brame.
Yeah, truly a rough start, but you see Focus, he wants to get that E-Blade, and I mentioned the idea of the carry matchup, who gets their timing first, but
look at Thug.
the saving grace, I'm looking at Thug.
Look at that possessed mask. Orb of Corrosion. Going for a Battle Fury.
He's living life right now. He is living the new patch life.
Just like, you just save all that money to not needing to buy a Morbid Massacre. Well, you're gonna get a Satanic most likely anyway, but it's a good compensator for your early game with all that 7% lifesteal, 7 all stats. Well, 7 prime stats. Still plus 7 damage. Primary stats, yeah. Primary stats. Tiny Illusion. Stolen by LeBron's enchant. Making a move towards mid. The Glyph has been forced. Can they make a play? What does Brame do? They are coming to defend this. Skylark wants to stay hidden for as long as possible. Wish clears out the wave.
Yeah, what I was trying to cover on before we spoke about Thug was the idea that DP, sorry, the Morphling, him getting online is simply just E-Blade plus his team looking to fight. PA coming online is farming the Battle Fury, then farming the Deso, poking, and then farming a BKB, right? It's 3 items compared to Morphling just needing 1. So even though there's a good 2k lead for SpiderPigs, you have to look at this PA and go, well, unless you join the perfect fight where Brame have wasted their key spells that punish the PA, it is going to be potentially Brame favored if they get this E-Blade quick enough. But again, TPing to bot lane.
Nice LSA from done. Can they get... Oh, they can't quite get the Morphling. Thought that enchant... Oh, sorry, the Impetus Spear.
She's dropping pretty low, though. Oh.
Almost thought that the Impetus and the Laguna would have been enough, but... Lina did have Aether Lines. Skylark is looking for an ulti. Oh, he's
Watch out. The level 8 Mars is coming to kill you.
Yep, and he's got Tranquil Boots. It's fast.
Zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom.
Is that like the poor man's face boots going for Tranquils and Mars?
I do hate when I can't buy my phases, so I go for those Tranquils.
Yeah. I mean, he is still sitting in, like, what? 6th place in net worth. Hookshot misses by DNZ. The Elder Titan kill doesn't seem to be so easy this time. It's going to take a bit of time, but meanwhile, they're going to find the Skylark ulti onto Noob, and Thug, the big core is sitting in the river. The Avalanche goes through, cancelling the Lina teleport. They're going to kill Spartan, but they're going to lose their Lina at the same time. Thug goes home. Focus unable to get a kill there, but Wish gets his long overdue revenge onto this Lina.
Yeah, I think for SpiderPigs, they'll at least be happy that Thug didn't die there, because he is about to complete his Battle Fury, like 300 gold away. So if he was to die, delay that a little bit, it would just be a bit of a, you know, that hurts. But luckily, only Noob was to die for the side of SpiderPigs, and Noob's going to be able to, Thug, is going to be able to get his Void Stone from the mid lane, push his courier to the secret shop, and then go retreat to the jungle and farm out that double ancient stack. And the game should continue.
Have a urn for the Clockwork, and Battle Fury is now finished. 15.5 minutes in for PA, who did build boots and an Orb of Corrosion in between. So great timing. Blink on the Mars. Brame stacking up for a potential fight. I think he's already called out to his team. Hey boys, I've got my Blink ready. You want to brawl? Yes, we do, sir.
Yeah, so Brame, they have really good, like, quick pick-off spells where it's like Arena, Avalanche Toss, ET on top of that. But other than that, DP doesn't really want to commit too heavily to the fight. Even with the Yule, she does feel a little bit squishy right now. For SpiderPigs, they're looking to punish that that failed initiation. The Lina has the Aether Lens, the range, the cast range talent, like she can really blow up from a distance, and that's kind of what they're playing for. Allow Brame to start the fight, and then SpiderPigs will capitalize on that aggression, the vacuum, the wall of replica, the reinitiation of Clockwork, the range stuns from Lina, and then that's when they turn it. And that's how you see how SpiderPigs play the map right now. They give Brame one objective pressure, but look at them. They're farming up mid lane, bot lane, jungle. They're just getting so much more from the map right now.
Yeah. Definitely getting the money for it. They're happy to give away 1 tier, 1 tower if they have all, like, 4 heroes, basically, just farming around the map. Mitch and Noob stealing some ancient stacks from Brame. Tier 1 tower's been taken out. Do they continue for the tier 2 tower? LeBron is getting this catapult wave all the way under the tier 2 of Brame, all by himself. First TP comes in, that's Focus. Mitch is here, Noob is here, LeBron. Oh, the aggressive play from Focus. LSA. Oh, they might have it. They might have it. Oh, it's so close. It was so close, but it's not enough. The Laguna, the impetus from the LSA stun, Morphling 100 HP, gets to morph back up.
But that's now all of Brame having to react back to the Morphlings. Like, oh, he nearly died. Go, 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 help him. And look at the map again. Just look. Literally, don't look at the game. Just look at the mini-map and how, for the last 3 minutes, Brame have been holding each other's hands this entire time, while SPigs are more kind of free-flowing, just farming up whatever they can. And you get to this point where PA, she has the Battle Fury. She tapped in an Ogre Axe casual and goes, you know what? Actually, let me get that Deso real quick. Let me be a little bit cheeky. I don't need to go BKB right away. So just a little bit of tankiness with the Ogre Axe to survive that potential E-Blade threat, and then instantly back in for that big damage.
What is this? Quicksilver Amulet picked up by DNZ. And he's
So,
bullwhip.
oh mate, the bullwhip is amazing. So basically you can whip your teammates to make them move faster, or you can whip your enemy to make them move slower, and it goes whoosh every time. So in my pub, I had this lad just non-stop just whipping himself and moving quick across the map. It was so weird.
He's not using it yet. I mean, what's the downtime? Last 5 seconds.
There's no mana cost.
7 seconds. Yeah, but it's 7-second downtime. It's good to have like a quick initiation now. But I like it. I like the mana regen.
The sound is so good though. Go on, DNZ. Crack us a whip, will ya? Come on, buddy.
Holding us.
Yeah, don't even move the camera until we hear him use the whip.
All right. You said it yourself, sir.
Sorry, viewers. It's now DNZ's fault. If we don't see a fight now, it's simply DNZ not giving us the whip sound.
For it. At least nobody from
Should I
Brame is
DM
nearby.
him? Shall I just message him? Yo, crack us a whip. He might use it now, or now.
That would be so rude if we just wrote in-game chat right now. Give us a whip. Alright, I'm giving up. I'm looking at.
Why are you buckling under the pressure? I'm locked in. Don't worry, I'll tell you when he uses it.
Okay.
He hasn't yet.
It doesn't matter because we can't hear the sound anyway unless we're locked in. But we can look at this push into this tier 2 tower at least. As they're trading objectives. They're not actually trading objectives because they gave up the push on this bottom tier 2. And SPigs, they find a free objectives for themselves. So they get the tier 2. They get to keep their tier 2. They have their teleports available for the defense. They've got the outpost. They can technically take a fight and buy back with their supports if they need to. They have something to teleport to.
And they're just going straight into Roshan.
That's what I always loved about stealing outposts and fighting in the enemy jungle is technically it's just the worth of buying back as a support because it doesn't cost you almost anything. But if we can get that one big ability from you in that team fight, it can change the tide of everything.
Very, very clutch normally. And there goes the Roshan.
Yep.
PA currently is really can't decide what she wants to buy. Is it the Deso? Is it the BKB? She might even decide just to go actually for the BKB. Now she has the Aegis and the value of the Orb of Corrosion. Like, yeah, maybe I don't want to go for that Deso. You know, maybe I want to be kind of content. But either way, great play there. Go top. I think Brame, they're kind of in the awkward part of the game where their Mars doesn't have any tankiness. So if he commits to a fight, he has to have the perfect arena. The Tiny needs that perfect initiation, doesn't even have a blink yet. Like, it's so hard for them to start a fight against this Lina from range, the Clockwork, the Darkseer. It's really, really rough for them.
Well, also there's another side to that is the Morphling Lincolns that's going to be ready. SPigs have 4 abilities that are point target. You've got the Enchant from Enchantress, you have 2 abilities on PA, and then you have the Laguna Blade, which they would most likely want to use on the Morphling because he or she, whatever Morphling is the glass cannon to really target that Laguna Blade with. You want to use that nuke, so 1 out of those 4 abilities needs to be used to pop the Lincolns, unless you get an item to pop it.
Oh my wait, Panda!
Yeah?
It's 9 for 9! For the betters in chat, F10k, this next fight is so critical!
Well, might have just called it out. Wish is almost going in.
Oh,
there's the whip.
Used the whip!
We just got the whip.
Yes.
Okay, that's a very electric sounding whip. That's almost like a razor whip.
It's so amazing, right? I love the sound in Dota. It's so good.
Give us more, DNC. Give us more.
Nah, mate, he's not gonna. He just learned that he could use that thing.
One whip every 22 minutes.
Oh! There we go,
there
boy. Look at DNZ
546 movement speed. Yeah, that's like plus 70 movement speed on Alina with 2 fiery stacks.
It's like,
nice.
do you know what?
Nice.
Oh, there it is again. He's got a taste of the whip
And now he's realized that, oh wait, I have this. I should use this more.
Oh, mate, I'd love to know if someone on his team just told him to use it, because he was not using it at all, and now he's
do it. Mars, no mana, absolutely nothing. Gets hookshot by DNZ. Skylark, talk about F10K. Congrats, SpiderPigs.
Congratulations.
Congratulations for that one. They will take the first pick off here, and maybe now that all the tension breaks loose, maybe we can get some big team fights rolling as well. It's been a while. How long has it actually been since the last kill? I'm looking at our timeline. The last kill on Wish, that's about 16 minutes in. That was almost a 7-minute peace time. 7 minutes of peace.
That was pleasant. But in that 7 minutes, Roshan did die. You know, Roshan's life matter. And
a few towers fall, a few obs
matters too, yeah. That was
actually like if they did simplify, if you press F6 and F7, if they did change those orange and green blobs into something more easily, you know, readable.
Yeah.
Accessible, maybe. Though, a push from SpiderPigs, tier 2 tower for them. Are we going to go high ground?
Yeah, exactly. I think, like I just mentioned, right, they were able to kill the Roshan during that 7-minute window, and because of that, they had this agent advantage. That's why Brame never looked for a fight, and SpiderPigs, they utilized that Roshan kill to great effect. They were able to farm their next big items. Thug soon has a Desolator on the way. He has that BKB already. And I think right now it's just probably pressure the remaining part of the map and maybe take bottom tier 2, get the Deso online, then look for a big fight.
Tiny die, okay.
Oh, he's just, yeah, poor soul in the top lane.
I think that was just a casual kill for DNZ and just a mana, but Thug, this is a chance to blow up the Aegis. BKB is available, half HP, Glimmer Cape save, come through, Noob, teleports in. Everybody else is here except DNZ, but it's a 4v4 that Brame doesn't want to take. They are gonna get to expend this Aegis though. 50 seconds. 50 seconds.
They are fleeing for their lives. And that's where the Aegis advantage comes in, right? I think Brame have identified that maybe if PA is not quick on the mark and she doesn't have Aegis, they can put her to half HP.
Oh, there we go. Mars gets to jump in with the ulti. The Cogs comes out too. The E-Blade connects on DNZ, focused on decent amount of damage. He will be able to take him down, but also Skylark will lose his life. We've all Mitch on the low ground. The Exorcism comes in from Wish as well, and Noob has been thrown into the air. The Lina might be in trouble. The BKB comes in from Wish and Thug as well, but PA is taking a lot of damage here. PA just might lose his Aegis. Noob is also falling very low on HP. Spartan will fall. Wish is still chasing this Lina. Will take down the Lina's life. PA tries to run away. Stomanen, you just killed him. Now he's back in action, and he will blow up the Aegis. Looking for another kill in the darks here. Doesn't quite work out. Thug and LeBron might be able to escape from the hands of Wish. Yules is available. Does he have the movement speed to catch him, though?
LeBron offering himself up. He's like, kill me. Don't kill me
instead. Yep. Focus comes in for that. Yep. They will get the kill on LeBron, but Thug makes his way out. So LeBron, he gives his life for the greater good.
Yeah, and the awkward thing about that fight, Thug was just fighting without his Desolator. That was just a big moment for them, and a nice fight from Brame, a good hold. Especially because when you think about the engagement, DP, she was able to just kind of keep the PA to one side. Morphling wasn't even in the entire fight. He was fighting a replica of himself and an Enchantress, so
yeah.
That was purely just DP versus the world with the control of the E-Team, Tiny, and Mars coming into play to help.
Shot. These two just keep on fighting each other. It's always DNZ and Skylark.
Poor
and
Skylark.
Still, I was about to say nobody wants to high-five DNZ. Noob does. Thanks for finding me a kill, bro. 14 to 12. 7,000 lead for SpiderPigs. This game has been all about them. They popped the Lincolns of focus. Thug wanted to jump in, but kind of used his Phantom for it. Now the chance, another one, another crit needed, doesn't come through. He got one crit but didn't get the second. The Spirit Vessel though does make Focus's life a heck of a lot harder. The Vessel Clockwork. If the Clockwork and the PA always collapse on the Morphling, there's no chance Focus lives. You saw how close that was.
That was very, very close. Do not fear. I was
one crit.
Yeah, one crit, one anything. Once a smidge of something, and death will occur.
Paladin Sword for PA. More of that lifesteal, an amp, an Elven Tunic. Does he want it? Yeah, he takes that one instead. More evasion, more attack speed, more movement speed. 8%, how much is that? plus 27. All right, that's nice. That's more than a Windlace would provide.
The game's kind of slowed down a little bit there because SPigs identified the fact that they can't go too all in because this DP can kill the PA. This E-Blade plus jump from Tiny can kill.
This is Brame kind of role-playing SPigs from game 1.
Exactly, it's that resilience to not let go, but also the understanding of the game's rough, but they know the exact one combination that can keep them in the game.
Let's hope they don't take the cosplay too seriously, though. Otherwise, we're going to see another 58-minute battle.
Dude, I just want to see a 60-minute game so we can see that neutral item to make people bigger. I want to see the models just unnecessarily large. Ring, right? Yeah, you BKB plus the Giant's Ring, and off you go.
All right, let's open. I have the neutral table open here completely. Let's see. So this one, Giant's Ring, 40 strength, 60 movement speed, plus 60% model scale.
Like, why is that? Like, that's a metric they've added. Model size. It means nothing to the game of Dota, but it's like, yep, all right.
It's a fancy
You're
thing.
now bigger.
It's a fancy thing. It's like the Bloodlust. Why did Bloodlust even have model size increase in the first place? Same with BKB. And what
all right, question is,
yeah?
do you think if they introduced more items that increased model size, but gave you like nothing, it simply was for 200 gold, 50% model size increase, do you think players would be stupid enough to just start buying it? It's like, would you like to go to lane with 4 branches or 50% more model size?
I think it's an important metric in a sense because every mini game, ever since Warcraft 3 as well, the bigger the boss, the scarier it looks. So it has to be like a harder challenge. So it's a psychological factor. Like, oh crap, this guy's big and he's gonna block all of his teammates. Have you seen how big a DK looks like with that? However, perfect jump. Thug's gonna be the target for a BKB. The vacuum comes through from Mitch and it's a massive amount of damage. Thug, he just deletes so far and he also deletes Skylark out of the way. Wish with a BKB. He's got nothing to give, nothing to provide. Trying to run away from Thug. The Spirit Vessel connects and there's another jump coming in. Stomanen buys some time for his teammate to run away, but he's only got 70 HP. He might be able to run away. DNZ misses and Stomanen gives his life for the greater cause, and Focus is dead. Brame have lost 4 heroes, and DP's punished so hard she had to flee the completely different direction. And SPigs, to the high ground we go.
It's a completely different story to the game though, because you have that initial jump, but the PA just doesn't die. You have the pipe on the ducks in next to the PA, so even without the BKB, very tanky. Mars doesn't get any of his spells off, and there isn't the Morphling there to chuck in the E-Blade as well.
Getting hookshotted by DNZ, pushed backwards, a freebie provided.
But with no exorcism, they might be even more aggressive. They might look top. Oh, the tree. I was like, wait, what? They haven't called GG, have they? No way.
Trying to bait it out. That's almost like this is a bait really here, putting that tree down.
They're respecting Brame a lot here. Some teams would even go top. Like when you have the BKB up and you're not really locked into cooldowns with SPigs. Other teams in this position would probably look to threaten that top tier 3, but they respect this arena. They respect the toss back combo to the tier 4, and they reset. They go again. And at this point, it could just be a good old classic fake back arena, holding the high ground, cracking the whip. Thank you.
Lure from Thug, getting closer to Focus. DNZ hunting, stalking, rocket into the mid lane. Okay. Creeps are in the way, so you can't get the hook shot through. Wow. Okay. I'm just gonna say okay. I don't know why Spartan was there. And alright, 31 minutes in. Let's take a quick glimpse at Ag Shards. We have one. Lina Laguna Blade. Laguna Blade, 150 extra cast range, and then you get the fissure like Laguna, so it just goes through every target. You can cast it on the ground, right? Yeah, it can be ground targeted.
It's very fun.
And that works beautifully with the vacuum. That could be...
I think it's bugged, though. I remember seeing it on a Reddit thread. It's one of the items that is bugged. So if Noob has checked it, tested in lobby, don't hold me to that, but when I checked the bug thread, bug does die. Yeah. Same with, like, Bane's Blessing. You're meant to be able to walk around, I think, with the illusion. There's some like interaction. Like on the video, it shows that you can grip and the illusion then becomes the gripper, and then the main Bane can run around. But in practice, if you move, the illusion dies and you stop the cancel. So the channel, sorry.
Yeah,
There's a lot of bugs within this brand new release, unfortunately. But alas.
Yeah,
I'd love. Oh, that'd be amazing.
But...
Maybe that's the play. Noob buys it and goes, "No, I can't use LaGuNor anymore." What? Because it's bugged, and then they lose the game because of it. That's kind of hype. Yeah, we haven't had any bug-related losses yet.
I mean, I think that still connects on the primary target, nevertheless. But it might have something to do with model locations, where do the collisions go, where are the hitboxes. So technically, if you miss with like 1 pixel, it looks like it's going through a model, but because of the Giant's ring, your model size is too big that it kind of like...
We're not at 60 minutes yet, Panda. We can't use those excuses.
We can't.
There's no bloodlust.
Why am I looking at hero level? I don't know. I don't know how long we've been looking at hero level. I might have misclicked on that. My apologies. Might have been for a few seconds or a few minutes. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not been too long.
Anyway, Thug stalking for Wish. He was stalking for a Spartan kill. He's waiting for his
backup. Maybe get Wish.
He's got enchanters coming. He's going to go straight onto Wish. And look at the crits coming through. And the BKB to save him so that there's no Yules going through to cancel the PA. Thug finds 1,000 gold for himself. 1,000 gold for a team.
Oh, he's a player. He all chats.
Huh.
Thug all chatted the Smiley. What? Oh, it's because. Oh wait, it's his friends. It's the Greeks.
It's the Greeks.
He's just having fun with his friends. Surely,
he did kill Wish, who is not a Greek, but the Greeks are responding back to each other. Now we know how they work. We know how they work. However, this does open up the top lane completely because there's heroes dying everywhere. Brame has lost 3. SPigs able to take down the second lane of Rax. And this means SPigs will be going to the playoffs if they get Brame to tap out. If they get Brame to tap out.
He's trying to do anything to blow up this PA. Morphling with a Dagon. This is some desperate measures.
This is some really desperate measures. And this is only... Oh, okay. Goes in. Can't find him. Tiny's already dead. The hookshot comes through. No hit connects on the creep. Doesn't hit onto focus at all. And here comes Thug. E-Blade to save himself, but the Spirit Vessel is ticking. He can't morph himself at all. He's dropping low on HP, and then he finally gets to the fountain. The stun does come through onto 2. Skylar trying to push them away. The Ancient is also is completely exposed. The BKB from Wish does a decent amount. There's also the Arena from Skylark, but he's only gonna die inside it instead of kill anybody else in it. 3 versus 5. GG is called. Brame are knocked out of the tournament, and SPigs, your playoff finalists.
Oh, Thug tipping and then hitting with the Smiley. I really hope that this is some inside joke, because from a viewer's perspective, this looks very toxic. But I truly hope that there's some pre-game dialogue that we're not aware of.
Don't worry. They know these guys have been playing each other's with and against for such a long time. There's definitely some banter going on. I mean, Thug was unkilled this game, and they did kind of recover from that game 1. Maybe it's a reference to something that happened in there. Maybe it was just that pristine performance SPigs had in game number 2. Yeah. Nevertheless, it felt like there was only one team on the field after the events of game 1's mid game.
Yeah, I think in this second game though, when you look at how the game was going, Brame was aligning himself to maybe have this timing that they could play around, but Skylark just didn't have a game. 0-8 and 4. He barely had a blink. Tiny had like a 23-minute blink. Spartan, he's just a casual ET. Wish, he died several times with his early rotations. He never was really confident to really enter the fight. Then Morphling, with his E-Blade, they were never able to sync up all their spells into one play. On the other hand, SPigs, you got this pipe, this Greaves on the dark side, innately tanky, the Vessel and the clock to counter the Morphling. New being very active with his bot's Aether Lens, and then LeBron, casual lad, Vlad's Glimmer doing his thing. So SPigs, they just had good lanes, they had ways to get into the game, and they had strong team timings. They secured that first Roshan, but for Brame, they never really ever exited the laning phase. They were just forever just hitting creeps, and they never looked proactively on the map. They were always just defensively reacting to SPigs' aggression, and that doesn't win you games. So props to SPigs, really enjoyable game 2, but it is so upsetting to see Brame lose, because yesterday in the previous series, they looked quite enjoyable to watch, but maybe just this new patch, they haven't clicked yet with it. They're trying to still do old philosophies, and maybe that's the key issue here. But again, really good game from SPigs, and they were just playing heroes that they have played for so long, and Mitch on the dark side is one of his best heroes, so happy to see him on the dark side once again.
I agree. Like, Brame did look good yesterday when SPigs didn't look that good at all, pretty much.
Exactly.
So I feel like now maybe SpiderPigs are starting to play up to their level they're supposed to.
Maybe.
And good measures as well. Your next opponent ain't gonna be easy, because if we do a recap on our tournament so far, Cascade 4th place, Brame coming in 3rd, Live to Win and SpiderPigs will advance to the playoffs. So tomorrow, our schedule is as follows. We have Viking GG versus SpiderPigs. And then in our second series of the day, we have Yellow Submarine versus Live to Win. The first one is a real challenge for SpiderPigs. Viking GG, strong team, been looking really solid lately. How do they adapt to the new patch, the new meta? Do they start building the meta? Is there anything to build really? And what is the form of SpiderPigs tomorrow? They don't have any time to rest except for now. This is the only series of the day.
Depending on the day, they can look pretty good, tier 3 team, or they can look just very, very underwhelming. So I think Viking, they've, like you just said, they're looking pretty good, but they said it themselves. They're happy with how they're doing, but they haven't found that perfect stride. And with the new patch, maybe there's some new kind of flair they can bring. But if SpiderPigs are able to overcome that hurdle, then that's really good for them. That's really put SpiderPigs in a good position. But great series tomorrow between both the series, the EU team and the CIS playoff.
And then we have the Yellow Submarine versus Live to Win, which I'm also looking forward to a lot, because getting to cast Yellow Submarine, always a hype, always a pleasure, and Live to Win, who will definitely put them to the challenge. The Epic League Division 2 number 1 and number 2 seeds from the group stage, facing off against each other in the semifinals for a chance to fight in the grand finals in this $35,000 prize pool. The winners of tomorrow securing the finals, $15K or $8K. 3rd and 4th place, they secure $4,500 already with their victories from yesterday. That was Live to Win, and today with SpiderPigs. So with T-Panda TeaGuvnor, we will continue tomorrow with the action, and it's going to be an interesting day. We've already talked about the series. We want to see you there, because obviously there's no other tournament in EU running at the same time, so you better write that down in your calendar. 16 CET, the action kicks off with Europe and CIS here, sponsored by Monster Energy with the BTS Pro Series Season 4 Europe and CIS. We'll see you guys tomorrow.